So today we're going to attempt some cut tests with our Zombie Apocalypse sword. So we've got the blade in, we've got ourselves a branch. We're going to go ahead and do a cut test. Alright. So real nice clean cuts. I will show you. Nice clean cuts. These cuts are fantastic. They're very, very clean. It's like no sparring material off. It's just a nice clean cut. We're going to start with 4 branches from the palm trees. We're going to use the very fibrous, hard to cut. They are soft like skin tissue though, and the fibers inside should definitely put a lot of ground on the blade. We'll start with a high cut and work our way down as it gets thinner as we go. See how the sword holds up. Zombie Apocalypse sword, holding it pretty well. Nice clean cuts. I'm going to show those to you now. So we're cutting through 4 pieces. Here are the 4 pieces that flew that way on that stroke, and you can see how cleanly they are cut. Nice and clean on the stroke, both sides. Very neatly cut. Really pleased with the precision of the blade and its ability to cut through quite a bit of material. I think that we have definitely succeeded. Zombie Apocalypse. So Zombie Apocalypse cut test. As you can see, pretty clean cuts here. Actually, I got it backwards again. Alright. So our Zombie Apocalypse cut test was a success today. The sword performed very well. We were able to cut through a significant amount of material. It's about a 2.5 inch thick by 5 inches of material for this cut. Our widest cut went through the top ends on these pieces, and so we were probably getting about 6 inches of material. The reason we chose this material is because it was on hand, one. The other thing is it's got a lot of the softness that you would expect from tissue, but it's got a lot of the rigidity you would expect from tendons, cartilage, because of the very fibrous nature of it. I mean, I can peel away long strands of fiber with this, and you can weave this stuff into rope or make a shelter out of it. I mean, it's just a really resilient material. So I think it simulates what we would be dealing with if we actually had to use this against a zombie. Very similar environment. I don't think we would have to cut through something nearly as thick, because we all know that zombies are decaying and are not completely intact. And so whatever we're going to be cutting through is going to, during a zombie apocalypse, is going to be a lot less strong than this. So I think what we've been able to do is prove our point that the Zombie Apocalypse sword is a success. Here we are. You can see the scabbards moving along. Our other video, we're making the cap piece for the scabbard right now. We'll paint it, and we're gonna braid it, put some rope on it, some 550 line on it. We're gonna braid it up a little bit, make it look a little nicer, and give you a little bit of cordage to carry around with you as well. And the rope will actually act as our belt attachment. So we're really happy with how this is turning out. Hope you've enjoyed coming along for the ride with us. Zombie Apocalypse sword. We're deeming this a success. It has been a great project, a lot of fun. Our next project will be to move on to the chisel edge dagger that we had cut with this originally, and that chisel edge dagger is going to work as an all-purpose tool for scraping, for creating tinder, for creating lines, for cutting fiber material out of stuff, scraping leather. There's lots of uses for a chisel edge blade. It makes a good draw blade as well, but ours is going to be fixed so that it'll have a spear tip handle, so we'll be able to mount it on a spear pole, and that way we'll be able to get some reach with our Zombie Apocalypse spear sword dagger combo. So 3 devices, we get 3 functions, or 2 devices, we get 3 functions. We get a good close quarter sword, we get a dagger that works as a tool and also as a spear. This is a pretty cheap combo to make, considering that our total material costs right now for the sword and the dagger are still under $20 total cost. So you can make your Zombie Apocalypse sort of very limited tools. We used a 4-inch grinder, we used a 1-inch belt sander, we used a $4 propane bottle with a $4 propane torch head. We got a $15 vise. Simple mount. It actually has like a C-clamp hook to it, and we can mount it on any table surface. $15, and we used the anvil surface on that, and we used it for our anvil to shape these brass pieces here. All of the brass tubing that we used for our end caps were shaped on that cheap anvil with a hammer, just an old throwaway hammer that's been sitting in the tool pile forever. So you can do a lot with very little. All the cuts we made, you could probably get away with doing the edge cutting and so forth with just basic mill files. The mill files are a great tool. If you don't have a belt sander, you don't have a grinder, you can do it with a mill file. It's going to take a little longer, I'm not going to deny you that. You don't need a belt sander. We were able to find at one of our local discount stores, a 99-cent store, 10 packs of sandpaper for 99 cents. They ranged from 40 grit up to 150 grit. Really good deal, 99 cents. We picked up 4 or 5 packs. Some of that sandpaper you saw used on this project. Some of it you didn't, but you could do the work we did with just sandpaper and blocks and files. You could make all your cuts. It just take a lot longer to do. You always want the power tool if you can get it, but it's still doable without the power tools. Remember, our ancestors less than 100 years ago were doing a lot of these processes every day without a power tool, and so can we. The thing that we have going for us is our files are a lot sharper, they last a lot longer. Our sandpaper is readily available where they had to use pieces of sandstone. We have a lot of advantages. So what we can produce technically with the materials we have at a very cheap price is far superior to what most of them could have completed. Most soldiers, most people who had swords 100 years ago had munition grade equipment. What we're getting is a very high quality sword for very low cost and with very low tooling needs. Pretty much anyone could do this project. I would recommend that you get some advice, and if you're under 18, get adult supervision, and also learn the laws for the area you live in. It's a fun project. We took it on as a challenge. It's not something that we're going to do over and over and over again. This is to entertain you. Hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you enjoyed what we made. Hope you thought it was impressive that we were able to make something with so little and to have so much success. This thing cuts great, and the edge is still like it was before we took those strokes. So it's possible to make a great blade with very little equipment. Thanks for watching. ArcanusLibero out. Long live the Republic. Be a positive force for change in our country. Be a great citizen.